Hey guys, so in this video we are going to look at something controversial, but truth has to be told. So can women learn Vedas? Something which is very relevant to this channel, right? Because I garnered a lot of hate comments for teaching women Vedas, which is apparently the biggest sin one can ever commit in the view of some people. So, right, let's get back to the basis, genesis of the Vedas. Now, the Vedas, as I keep repeating, are the truths of the cosmos heard and received as a series of sounds by advanced beings whom we refer to as the Rishis. So, there is no author for the Vedas. They were downloaded by various beings who never bothered to actually even give an authorship, right? And amongst these beings, there were many who were Rishikas, meaning those who were females in that body, in the body of a female human. For example, a very good example would be the Rig verses, which are compiled as Devi Suktam, which is also known as the Vak Suktam. So the Rishika who actually downloaded the mantras of the Devi Suktam is Bhagam Bhrani, right? She was the daughter of the Rishi Ambhrana, right? So that portion starts off with the verse Om Aham Rudrebhirvasobhishcharam Yaham Ahadityai Ruta Vishvadevaihi. So if you're familiar with that verse, right, just know that it was downloaded by a Rushika. This is not a complete list, but just a small portion of the Rishikas who downloaded various components, various parts of the Vedas. So this is a small list to show that the very Vedas which are being taught or learned were actually revealed to a lot of Rishikas. Now, in addition, no part of the Vedas actually prohibit women or anyone in that sense to actually learn the Vedas, right? The Vedas are the very truths which are reverberating as the cosmos, and you are part of that, right? You are that very reverberation, and how can anyone be denied of that very gift and treasure of the Vedas? I'm sure that certain Vedic schools, right, follow a rule that the Vedas are only to be taught to male disciples, and they do not really encourage females from reciting the Vedas. Now, each Vedic school, each Gurukula has its own discipline, and they have reasons for that. I would not like to judge their way of running a tradition, right? Even certain lineages follow that, but just know that these rules are not universal, right? These are not universal, so they are not applicable to everyone. They are only applicable in that particular school. In fact, many contemporary gurus who are expert scholars like the Chalikri brothers, they liberally teach Vedas um, to females, right? And in fact, one of the legends, Srinivasan, his daughter recites the Vedas very well, and he has even shared a miraculous occurrence in which his daughter could recite the Vedic Suktams, the Vedas, from a young age, from a very young age. Now, he quoted that he would actually repeat few sounds of a particular verse, and his daughter would actually complete the whole verse in its recitation, right? Without even having anyone teach them. So, such miracles are still happening on contemporary, and it defeats any claim that suggests or goes against the idea of women learning the Vedas. Now, even the Vedas in ancient times, some portions of the Vedas were learnt in secrecy. For example, the Aranyaka, the forest treatise, are actually recited in common places today. Right? For example, the mantra Pushpam comes under this Aranyaka, and they are recited in every puja of today, in temples, in homes. Now, these portions were originally learnt in forest, but nevertheless, It was not biased to any specific gender. So I do agree that the Vedas were somehow a little bit of a secret in the past, secret knowledge. It served a purpose, but it was never discriminated, and it was not biased to a particular gender. Now, a very important reference from the Rig Vidhaana. Now, this is actually a guideline on the rituals related to the recitation of verses of the Rig Veda. Now, a nursing mother is actually told to recite the Shraddha Suktam and the Medha Suktam when she is nursing her child. This would enable the child to absorb these mantric vibrations, and this would enable him to grow into a very intelligent being who possesses good qualities. And this is very much evident in our ancient India. This also suggests that our ancient, right, ladies, they recited the very Vedas, they learned the very Vedas. For if not, how would they recite the Medha Suktam and the Shraddha Suktam when they're nursing? Now, here we should know that not only that women were allowed to recite the Vedas, but they were actually encouraged, and we have a scriptural evidence to that. The theories which come, these are the comments which were actually directed directly to me through abusive comments. Someone actually quoted that the pronunciation of the Vedic sounds there will disrupt the uterine wall. Another suggested that, quoted that the recitation of the Vedas has caused hirsutism, right, excessive hair growth in females as a result of having an excess secretion of masculine hormones and thyroid disorders and many other foolish statements which has no evidence at all. You can take a look at many ladies who had been chanting the Vedas for a very long period of time, and none of them actually exhibit such ridiculous claims.